Right, it's exactly 8 o'clock. So let me just give 30 seconds for people to join and then we will kickstart. But then if you're joining us and then you can hear my voice, can you drop something in the comment section? I can see people already. If you can hear my voice or my voice is audible enough. All right, great. All right, so if you can hear me, let me know. Drop a confirmatory comment. Probably type 111, or once you can hear me and my audio is loud enough, kindly confirm in the comment section so I can proceed. Right. In the meantime, I want to welcome you to the Crypto and Forex Bootcamp 2025. It's going to be an amazing section. All right, so I can see first comment. Sebastian, thank you so much for always coming up, always showing up. I appreciate your presence here. All right, thank you so much. All right then. So since you can hear me, I think it's best we just get started so we could finish on time and everybody could focus on what they have to do. Mary, I can see you too. Good evening. Welcome. Welcome. I can see you too. Welcome. All right then, so let's get started, right? So today, yesterday, day one, we learned about what do we even learn, sir? I've forgotten. But I know that yesterday we shall learned about what is trading, where I was able to break down the 4 pillars of trading, right? So in this particular trading now, aside from just learning what is trading now, what is that particular thing you're doing? Remember yesterday I told you guys that trading is trading. Those that sell offer, those that sell rice, those that sell gari, all of us are all traders, right? But the kind of traders we are is either a forex trader or a crypto trader. You understand? So aside from just wanting to just instead of you just I'm a forex trader, how do people know you're a forex trader? At least when they are conversing, you should be able to say one or two things about forex trading. All right. But then before I proceed with this particular section, I want to let you know something. Knowledge in every sphere of life, whether it's crypto or forex, in any sphere of life at all, is divided into two. We have the general knowledge and we have the specific knowledge. All right. So why am I bringing this up now? The general knowledge is that knowledge that almost everybody that wants to play in that particular industry has, both those that are actually making money from the industry and those that are not making money. All of them, they all have what? General knowledge. And general knowledge does not give anybody any serious money. At best, to give you chicken change. Practical example, when all of us got into the university, what is that general course we all did? GST. But can I ask you a question? The work you're doing today, are they paying you because of you did GST? No, they are paying you because of what? A specialized knowledge. Right? So every industry, you want to learn Forex now, I'm categorically telling you that that's what we call general knowledge. Those general knowledge are the different spheres of knowledge that almost everybody knows. If you tell what is Forex, that first opinion people have about the market, they all fall under what? General knowledge. And like I said, general knowledge does not give you so much money. Sepas, you're not late. We're just starting up, right? So thank you, you're not late. Right? So now, general knowledge does not give you so much money, right? But then that's what we call specific knowledge. Now, specific knowledge is now the actual knowledge that actually warrants or prompts your profiting. Okay? There's this principle I always tell people, I don't know if you're conversant with it, they call it the Pareto principle, 80-20. It means when a body of knowledge is 100%, the knowledge that is actually responsible for your success is just that specific 20%. The remaining 80% are what? Are general knowledge, and they are not so much responsible for any serious result. They are probably just responsible for just 20% of a result. So what am I saying? If you were able to pinpoint the exact 20% of knowledge that you need to thrive in every industry, if you can focus on just that 20%, believe me, you're going to make a whole lot of progress. Why am I taking my time to explain this particular thing? Because when I started learning about trading and crypto, believe you, I focused a lot of time learning all other things that look like knowledge, but they were not relevant to my profiting. I went on to study what is Bitcoin, what is Forex trading, all of this. Are they good? Yes, they are good. But when you focus so much learning all of those general things, your mind will become so full of or so filled, or you take a whole lot of time before you get profitable. Right? But what I'm doing now, I'm trying to now call your attention to those particular aspects or those specific knowledge that will help you to become profitable. I'm going to touch a bit of the general knowledge, but I'm not going to dwell on them here. Right? That is the idea of going through a training when the coach has made a couple of mistakes. Now, we'll not really call them mistakes, we call them experience, because truly all of those detours that we had were not really bad. In a way, they were to our own profiting in the long run, but then they cost us some money at that initial moment. Right? So now, for you not to experience this knowledge, we just go straight to the point and give you what you want. All right? So let's make progress. Now, what is Forex trading now? Introduction to Forex trading now. Right? So coming. All right. So what is Forex trading now, right? So Forex is coined from two words, foreign and exchange. When you see Forex, it's basically two words, foreign and exchange, in short form, Forex. So Forex is the global financial market that allows one to trade currencies. It is the largest financial market in the world. The FX market has an average daily turnover, average volume of 6.6 trillion. Now, what does it mean? Forex is the biggest financial market in the entire world. Do you know why? Because it deals with currency of the world. And of course, all the countries in this world, they have one currency or the other. So far as buying and selling activities happening within the country, it is all contributing to what? Forex, foreign exchange, right? That is why it is the biggest financial market in the world. And a daily turnover, meaning when it's a daily turnover, I mean the amount of money that is being interacted on a day-to-day basis is over $6.6 trillion. All right. Now let's progress now. Okay, so now look at this pictorial illustration. This is a pictorial illustration of how big the forex market is. The crypto, now if you look at this, there's the stock market there, there's the Tokyo market there, and then there's the London stock exchange market. But you can see none of them is as big as the forex market. Now, crypto market is not okay. Crypto market, my crypto market might be around that, let's say 80 something billion daily turnover. But even at that, look at the margin, right? So even the crypto market, no matter the kind of noise people are making, Bitcoin, it is still relatively new. I purposely skipped an introductory session on crypto. Do you know why? Because I already sent out a free gift. If you're serious enough, you should be able to read that book and get a bit of understanding of what cryptocurrency is. So me coming here to now begin to teach you the elementary part of cryptocurrency is just like I'm wasting time. If not, I wouldn't have given you that book in the first place, right? So go and read that particular book if you want to understand the basics of cryptocurrency. Now, why am I jumping in? I told you about general and specific knowledge. I'm not going to dwell time would have used to learn specific knowledge to do general things. Whereas on your spare time, you can actually read that book and understand the general basic stuff. What I'm here to give you guys is just what? Pure value on the specific information. Why I'm even doing introductory section on Forex is because I did not give you guys any guide on Forex. All right. So this is just a visual illustration of the size or the magnum, the size of the Forex market. Let's proceed. So if you think one currency will be stronger over the other, you can trade this information. What does it mean? We don't say, Naira they crash, Naira they drop, Naira they fall, Naira they fall, or dollar they dump. Whenever you're in a position where you want to take a certain decision, or you're presuming that one particular currency is going to be stronger over another, you can take advantage of that information and trade the forex market, right? Those are the kind of information we use to trade as forex traders, right? When you travel from one country to another, let's say from USA to Japan, you would have to change your dollar to yen. The entire process of converting one currency to another is called Forex. It's still all part of what? The foreign exchange we are talking about, right? You want to travel, go Dubai, go La Vida. Definitely you have to convert your Naira to their Dubai currency. You want to go to USA, you have to convert your Naira to dollar. The process of converting your money, that 6.6 trillion daily turnover we talk about, it is all part of all of this process of trying to convert your money to dollar. They all sum up to that what? 6.6 trillion dollars, right? So you profit from the changes in exchange rate. These changes occur in seconds as the market is in constant flux. What does it mean? How do you make money from forex? If the market is stagnant, nobody makes money. We make money by the fluctuation in exchange rate. Tinubu go make one kind announcement like we can't affect naira, or maybe God forbid a natural disaster happened in Nigeria and then it almost crippled our economy, or maybe let's God forbid maybe Dangote refinery was gutted by fire. You know that is going to shake our economy. For that reason, now when you compare our currency against the United States currency, you discover that we are going to begin to lose value. So just that notion that whenever there's an economic shift and a particular country gets affected, it can affect the currency. People can use that information to make money off the financial market. That is why those of us that is go save in dollar, save in dollar, save in dollar. The idea of saving in dollar is because you know that last if you buy dollar, there's a chance for naira to depreciate and your value will still be what appreciated in dollar. So all of those things are what sums up to give us what the idea of what of foreign exchange. Let's make progress. So only now out of this $6.6 trillion, right? Only a tiny percentage of currency transaction happen in real economy involving international trade and tourism. Now we said forex or foreign exchange has what 6.6 trillion daily turnover, meaning when you check all the activities of foreign exchange on a daily basis, like every blessed day, 6.6 trillion. Not the small money be that. $6.6 trillion is going in and out of different economies of the world. But you know, one funny thing, only a tiny percentage only a tiny percentage come from all of those domestic and international activities. For example, all of those all of those conversion, all of tourism, entering aeroplane, changing your money, just a tiny bit of this all of these activities, but they contribute just a tiny bit to this $6.6 trillion. A majority of that money comes from people who trade the forex market or the financial market for what? For speculative reasons. What do I mean by speculative reasons? That is what I'm trying to teach you here. How to speculate the market. So all of this $6.6 trillion, a bulk of it is coming from people who are actually what? Forex traders, right? Not people that are going to do the change or people that are traveling or people that are going for tourism, no, right? But people that are engaging actively in what? In the financial market. All right. So the forex market is open 24 hours for 5 days a week, right? So they open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and that's the end of it. Then they'll close on Saturday and Sunday. They'll go for holidays, and then they'll resume back on Monday. And of course, on key holidays like New Year and New Year, Christmas, Salah, I think they go on break. The market goes on break, right? So that's just this is just like a bit of introduction. So I'm just going to be blowing so that we can get as the most value that we can get. So currencies. Now in forex, right, in foreign exchange now, you know, in cryptocurrency, what we trade are digital assets, the likes of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the rest of them, right? But then in forex now, what we trade in forex is what are currencies. You understand? What we trade currencies. For example, what's the currency of Nigeria? Naira. What's the currency of United States? Dollars. What's the currency of Canada? Dollar. What's the currency of New Zealand? Dollar. So in forex, what we trade is what is currencies. So what are these currencies? These are financial instruments traded in the forex market. Every country has its currency that can be traded in forex. But as a new trader, it is recommended you start with the major currencies. Now, like I told you now, every country has its own currencies. But do you know it's not every currency of the world that you want to start trading with? For example, now we're in Nigeria. I'm not here to make a caricature of Nigeria. But look at our economy is not yet stable. So it is actually a risk to want to actually go on your MT5 or go on your broker and say, I want to be trading actively in Naira. You'll be in trouble. In fact, they will not even permit you to trade in Naira. Why? Because of our economy is not yet stable. So most at times, as someone that is just starting out now, it's recommended you start trading with countries or currencies of the major economies of the world. For example, USA, Japanese. Do you understand? New Zealand, Canada, Switzerland. Those are countries that already have what? They already have an established, what would I call them? Should I say their economy is well established. They are a bit stable, right? Unlike Nigeria, where small news go up now like this, everything will begin to crash. You get? So let's make progress. Major currencies. Now, major currencies, remember I told you that it is better you trade in major currencies. And of course, let's explain what the major currencies are. These are called major currencies because they are the most heavily traded currency and represent the world's largest economies. All right? USD, Euro, JPY, GBP, AUD, New Zealand, Canadian dollars, and what? Switzerland, France. Now look at it. This USD is what? Is United States dollars. Euro is what for? Of course, you know the European nations. Then JPY is for the Japanese yen. GBP is Great Britain. Australian dollars. New Zealand is New Zealand dollars. Then CAD is Canadian dollar, and then CHF is what? Switzerland francs. So these are called the major currencies. So as a newbie, these are some of the currencies that is advisable if you want to begin to delve into forex. These are some of the currencies you need to take note of. Do you understand? So the US dollar is the most traded currency. Euro is next, followed by what? Yen. Just the way we have in cryptocurrency, the baba of cryptocurrency is Bitcoin, right? Then in forex, the baba of forex is what? It's US dollar, right? Literally, almost every nation of the world has where they are, like, one of their benchmark or their standard is what is US dollar. If you want to compare the strength of any country, most likely the United States dollar you're going to compare with. So for that reason, it has been what categorized as what as the king of the what of the forex market. Right. So let's make progress now. If you look at this particular, I don't know if you can see this particular chart, right? But it's not so much. It's just showing you the major currencies of the world and then their guy name and their nickname. Nothing much here. You can tilt your screen to see it, or you can just zoom in and then you're going to see it, right? But it's not anything so serious like that. It's just showing you the names of the currencies and their nickname, right? Let's make progress. So currency symbol. Currency symbols always have 3 letters, right? You know, when they say currency, I will show you, right? Currency symbols always have 3 letters, where the first 2 letters identify the name of the country, and the third letter identifies the name of the country's currency. Usually, the first letter of the currency's name. This thing look like they speak English, but let me show you what I meant. Right? Okay, I can see. Okay, Bentex has been absent for the last 2 days. You can go and watch the replay. Don't be lazy. All right. So let's make progress. So now look at this. What I said. Currency. Right. This is the currency. Now we said currency are usually represented by what? By 3 symbols. Now I want to teach you. Even if you don't end up trading forex market, there's certain information you're going to get that might probably assist you one way or the other. So whenever you see NGN, you see our naira NGN. The symbol of our naira is what is NGN. Now that NGN, there's a way in which they are not just randomly chosen numbers. The first 2 letters, that is, in this case, now look at this NZD. NZD. This NZ is represent what the name of the country. So NZ is for New Zealand. Then the D is the name of their currency. New Zealand uses dollar, so that's why you have what NZD, New Zealand dollar. Nigeria will use naira, so the NG is for what? Nigeria, then the N is for what? Naira. That's why you have our symbol as what? NGN, right? For USA, the country is what is United States. Then the currency they use there is what? Dollar. So that's why we have what? USD, right? So this is basically how these currencies are what come about. Now, when you want to go and begin to trade in your brokers, they will not be writing it in full. Now, the currencies you go to see. Do you understand? So that's why it's good that you understand these currencies. All right. So let's make progress. Currency pairs. All right. So like I said, now we just learned about currency, which is the symbols of these currencies of the world, right? But then when you want to trade, you cannot just trade in isolation. For instance, if you want to buy, for you to get dollar, there has to be something you're giving. So you cannot just go and say, I want to go and buy dollar. You want to go and buy dollar with what? So trading the financial market or trading forex has to do with these currencies. They come in pair. So if you want to trade NZD, are you trading it against Euro USD, or are you trading against what? USD? I don't know if you understand. So you can say, you see NZD USD. So they are always coming in what? In pairs. You cannot say, I want to go and trade USD against what? Because before you know the value of one particular currency, you must have something you're comparing it with. So that comparison is what brought about the idea of what? Of currency pair. They always come in pair. And that's why whenever you see me share my charts, you either see me sharing New Zealand dollars, or New Zealand NZD USD, or you see me sharing Euro USD, or you see me sharing BTC USD. They are always coming in pair. Because before you know the value of one particular commodity, you have to have a counter commodity that you're using to measure its value. All right. So a currency pair is pairing a currency. A currency pair is a pairing of currency where the value of one is relative to the other. Example: Euro USD, BTC USD. For example, Euro USD is the value of British pounds relative to United States dollars. Like I told you, you cannot just go and say, yesterday we were talking about the movement. You say, when the market is going up, you long the market. When the market is falling, you short the market. You cannot just go and say, I want to go and short Euro. You cannot go and short it on its own. there has to be there has to be something you're comparing. Is either you're comparing it with United States dollars, or you're comparing it with Australian dollars, or you're comparing it with New Zealand dollars. You cannot just go and say, I want to go and short euro. That's all. It has to be in what? In pairs. All right. There are hundreds of currency in existence. Of course, every country in this world has a currency, and we have over 100 countries in this particular world, meaning there are hundreds of currencies. But not all of them are traded in the financial market, in the forex market. The United States nation only recognizes 180 currencies. Do you know why not all of them are traded in the financial market? Because of their economy is not yet stable. Nigeria is not, Naira is not yet listed in some of these brokers. Why? Because we are yet to actually achieve a stable economy. Because imagine if imagine where we say nothing concerning crypto and Binance. Our government they say now Binance caused Naira to crash. Something as just one company. How can one company come into a nation? People are saying one company that people have not even know the people are not even using the platform that much, but people are blaming one company for crashing the economy. That's to show you how unstable the economy is. But look at in America now. Different, in fact, all of these Binance are not coming from America. But say when they go to America, even if they let them do anything, they cannot crash the American currency because of what? The American currency has developed a lot of stamina. That is why it's only some very, very strong countries that are listed for trading in the forex market. All other countries, as much as yes, we admit the fact that they have their currencies, but we cannot trade them. If you go and trade them now, they feel just carry you go back to your village, right? They are very, very unstable. All right, let's make progress. So now, when we say currency pair, now when these currencies are paired together now, right, that's what we call the base currency. I'm going to show you practical illustration here, right? Now this is just more of a theoretical learning. We are going to have a practical section. My training are always in two forms, theoretical, and then we're going to do what? Massive practicals together. So if you're not okay, if you're not attentive, you might get to miss out. All right, so now when these currencies are paired together, that's what we call the base currency and the quote currency. All right, don't worry, you're going to get what I'm trying to say here. All right, just stay with me. I will show you guys practical example. Right, so the base currency is the first currency in any currency pair. Is the first currency in any currency pair. I'm going to show you what it means to have a currency pair. The currency quote shows how much of the base currency is worth as measured against the second currency. For example, look at USD NGN. You can see it's a currency pair. There are two currencies there. We have USD, we have what? NGN. Now, when you hear base currency, now the base currency is the first currency. You can see I bolded USD. So USD is the base currency, right? Now, what does the base currency does? What is the means? You can see where I wrote USD NGN equals to 1,240. So what does it mean? It means for you to get one USD, you need what? 1,240 naira. This is just an old exchange rate. I think when I did this slide, that was when naira was still at 1,002. Now it's at almost 1,700, right? So that's what the base currency means. So for you to get $1, you need to have 1,240 naira. That's what it means, the base currency, right? In the forex market, the US dollar is normally considered the base currency for plenty quotes. That's because of the US dollar is more like the king of forex. Most of the time, it's always for all of this weaker. Of course, USA is quite a strong country. Just very few countries have power more than what USA. So most of the time, USD always comes before other currencies. Then understand? You have USD CAD, USD. So whenever USD comes first, USD is the base currency. However, there are exceptions, right? There are exceptions whereby like for example, Euro USD and New Zealand, they always come first. So in those particular cases, they are the base currencies, right? So let's make progress. Right. Then we also have the quote currency. The quote currency is the second currency in any currency pair. The quote currency is called the PIP currency. Any unrealized profit or loss is expressed in this currency. For example, now look at USD NGN, right? So the quote currency is the second currency in the currency pair. Then normally the value of a particular currency pair is represented in the quote currency. Are you guys with me? The value of any, maybe when you see two currency pair, they put equals to a particular value. That value is represented in the what? In the quote currency. So what it means is that for you to get one of the base currency, 1 unit of the base currency, you need an equivalent of that quote currency to get it. Look at this Naira, USD, NGN. It means for you to get 1 unit of USD, you need 1,240 units of what? Of Naira. That's what it means there. So you can see BTC USDT. Yes, BTC is the what? Is the base currency. Then USDT is the what? Is the quote currency. Yes, as much as it's crypto, but it still applies similarly, right? So you can see you have BTC and USDT equals to 100. This is supposed to be 100,000, not what I. It's supposed to be 100,000. Now you can start at this 100,000 now. It means for you to get 1 BTC, you need what? $100,000. $100,000. That's what it means. So you can see the value of BTC now is only what? Measured in what? In USD, because of what? They are both paired together. Right? That's what it means for what? For currency pair. Now these things, all these things they are like general knowledge, but why I'm taking my time to explain them, because we cannot just begin to delve into the specific knowledge without bringing you up to date with this general knowledge. If probably I had more people that already understood Forex, there will be no need of doing all of these explanation now. But because of I'm aware that there are certain people that do not really know so much about Forex, that's why we are taking our time to explain these things from the ground floor like that. Hopefully, it should be of value to somebody, right? So let's move on now. So this is it here. So when you open your broker, you're going to see the quote currency like this. You see GBP USD equals to 1.51258, right? So of course, you can see the base currency is the first currency, which is what? GBP in this particular case, and then the quote currency here is the USD, right? And then it's equals to 1.1512. Now imagine how terrible Nigerian currency is. Look at this particular currency now. For you to get this, what this means, right? For you to now get 1 unit of GBP, you need 1.51258 of what? Of USD. So it literally tells us that what? The Great Britain pound is bigger than the United States dollar. That is why for you to get 1 unit of, let's say you want to go and buy, maybe you go to a shop, let's assume that they are selling all these currencies in the shop, and then you now go to the shop and you want to now go and buy 1 GBP and you carry USD. You need an equivalent of 1.1. As at this time I created this slide, you need an equivalent of 1.51258 to get 1 unit of what? Of the base currency. All right, so let's make progress. I'm just trying to wrap up. So like this is more of a talk. So I don't want to spend too much time here. So we'll be wrapping up very, very soon. Then tomorrow we are going to go into how to calculate our peak. That is where we'll begin to do a bit of calculation, right? The moment you miss out on tomorrow's section, you might not be able to even know how to even place your trade, right? But then the moment you stay with us, you should be able to know how to calculate your profit, how to calculate your loss. We'll begin to build up on the knowledge of the risk management that we have talked about since. Because if you don't know how to calculate your loss, you don't have any business placing trade. If you don't know how to calculate, if you don't know how to actually place a trade, you have no business trading. So what we're going to do tomorrow is going to form the foundation of what you need to place your trade. All right. Now let's make progress now. Please, if you can hear me, I want you to drop some comment section in the fire doors, right? Okay, Mr. Ifechku, thank you so much for being here. If you can hear me, please, I want you to drop let me know. My network just had a glitch. So if you can hear me, I want to be sure you are with me. Right? If you're coming, don't be lazy. Go through. It's going to have a replay, right? So just go through the replay and then get the most value for it, right? Please, if you can hear me, let me be sure, because I don't know, something just I'm seeing a sign of it's actually back. Okay, great. It seems like this is an old message. Okay, all right, success. I can see you. Thank you. All right, thank you. I've had the confirmation, right? I had a bit of network glitch from my end. All right, so categories of currency pairs. This currency pairs now, like I told you guys, now the way we trade is in currency pairs, but not every currency pairs are you advised to trade as a newbie, right? So we have these currency pairs. They are practically grouped into 3. We have the major pairs, we have the cross pairs or the minors, and then we have the exotic pairs, right? So the major pairs, these are pairs that always include US dollar. For example, GBP USD. You can see they are called why they call them major, because they always have what? USD, right? That's they call them now. Do you remember when I told you about the major currencies of the world, where I say they represent the world greatest economies, right? So major currency pairs now is when those good economy, the currencies of those stable economy when they appear together, they call them what the major currencies. For example, you have GBP USD. You know that GBP is a strong economy, USD is a strong economy. So when they pair them together, they form what a major currency. We also have the New Zealand dollars, New Zealand NZD USD. We also have AUD USD. These are what are major currencies. We also have the cross currencies. Now these cross currencies, they are pairs, cross or minus, they are pairs that do not include US dollar, right? So let's assume that let's assume you want to now pair two major currencies here, but when you're pairing something just distracted me. I just got an alert from my trade I placed, so it just distracted me a bit. So when two of those currencies pair themselves together, and then USD is not among them, we call them what and minor pairs, right? For example, look at what we have here. We have Euro CHF. You can see they are actually strong economies, right? But then because of there's no USD there, most people do not call them as major pairs. They call them what a cross pair. And then we have the exotic pairs. I love calling exotic pairs as upcoming pairs. These are pairs of countries that are still struggling. For example, we have USD BRL. This is Brazilian Lila. I don't know the name of that currency. When you have USD NGN, we are still an upcoming nation, so we fall under the exotic pair. And as a trader, it's advised that you, as a beginner, it's advised that you stay off this particular pair. In fact, for me, I'm going to recommend that as a beginner, you stay off crosses pair and an exotic pair. Focus majorly on major pairs, right? Depending when you're able to use them and practice and understand what you're up for, then you can begin to diversify into other currency categories. All right. So now that is all about what currency. Now I was basically talking about what Forex, and I was not talking about Forex trading in itself, right? But this is just a brief intro of Forex trading. So currencies are traded in pairs and are traded through brokers, right? Now, what is a broker now? A broker is that particular platform that allows you access into the market. I want to trade Forex. I want to trade Forex. You think say now for Alaba market they trade Forex. There's a particular platform that allows you to put your money and gives you access to the market. We call them the brokers. Do you understand? So basically, how you trade. That's why I recommended XNS. There's a couple of brokers that we have, right? But XNS is a very, very good broker that I use. Right? We have the Naga broker. We have XNS. We have Octa FX. All these they are broker. You fund they give you the ability to fund your money and give you access to the market. Do you understand? So it involves a simultaneous buying of one currency and selling of another. Of course, if you say this particular currency will go up and this one will go down, if it's going up, you're buying the market. If the market is falling, you're selling the market, right? So just taking from these terminologies, when the market is going up, you either buy the market or you long the market. It's some of our lingos. Or when you're selling the market, it means the market is what is falling in price value. All right. Okay. So sorry, I'm speeding. I have another engagement that is coming up soon, so that's why I'm trying to hurry up and finish up. But we'll soon be done. All right. So your first tax for to those that I want to know, those that are quite committed. Your first tax is this: define G10 currencies. Just go and make your research. What are G10 currencies? Then just take a screenshot. This is your assignment, right? Then I'm going to open the group from now to probably when we have class tomorrow. So do this assignment and send on the platform. Let me know that you're serious. This slide I'm giving you guys now, this slide that people are paying me hundreds of thousands of naira to learn. I just finished the training and I will tell that people this slide I'm giving you now. I just finished the training last week. People are paying me money for this particular thing. I'm giving you this same assignments to us, just more like I've invested in youth capacity development. But at the moment they say do assignment and then you're not responsive, of course I wouldn't have the morale to push through. So if you want to see more of this kind of content, try as much as you can to do the assignments. All right, so just take a screenshot and then you can do the assignment. All right, so we're going to end by learning about the similarities and difference between the Forex and crypto market. Like I said, I'm not going to teach about, I'm not going to do any introductory session on cryptocurrency. Why? Because there's a guide on cryptocurrency already. Go and read the rudiments of cryptocurrency and you're going to understand. It's an elaborate guide on cryptocurrency. All right, so I'm not going to explain those ones. If not, I would have done introduction to crypto before introduction to Forex, but I deliberately skip that particular aspect. Okay, so what are the similarities between FX and crypto? Now, gone are those days where if you learn crypto, you cannot trade Forex. I actually started learning how to trade crypto But when I wanted to now learn how to trade Forex, the only thing I did was just to learn the introduction to Forex. Every other skill I had that I used to trade crypto, you could use them to trade Forex. So what am I trying to say now? You can use one stone to kill two birds. The same knowledge I'm going to teach you in technical analysis, risk management, psychology, is the same knowledge you're going to use to trade Forex. And you know the best part? I personally, I use the same broker or the same exchange to trade both crypto and Forex. So I don't know how to call myself a crypto or a Forex trader. I trade Bitcoin and I trade what? I trade Forex, right? So that's the beauty of trading now, right? Gone are those days where if you're a Forex trader, you might not, you'll be scared of trading Forex and crypto, but they are all the same. When we begin to check our chart, you're going to discover that the chart is extremely the same, right? So the same approach you use to trade crypto is, so if you learn about technical analysis from me, you can use the knowledge to even trade even the stock market. Is that beautiful? All right. So what are the similarities? Both markets are moved by demand and supply. If you're an economic student, you should know what demand and supply is. When tomatoes scarce, now when they expensive fast. Why? Because of supply is little and demand is much. So these are the orders that drive the price value of tomatoes. When the need for why did excuse me, please. All right. So why does tomato? I'm using tomatoes so you guys can relate. Why does tomatoes only have why when does tomatoes start becoming cheap? When they begin to harvest plenty tomatoes and then it becomes surplus. When it becomes surplus, people be reluctant to buy because its supply has now exceeded demand. As a result, the price value begin to drop. So you can see everything on the surface of this earth is moved by the force of demand and supply. The market is no exception. The more people are demanding for a particular currency pair, once the demand exceeds the availability or the supply, definitely there's going to be an increase in the commodity. But once the supply, the availability of the currency or of the cryptocurrency, once the supply exceeds the demand, the price will begin to drop. Because it's not, now scarcity brings value. I don't know if gold is very, very, why is gold valuable? Because it's scarce. It's not because of gold, it is because it's scarce. It's to say gold, if you find gold for our backyard, it will not be that expensive. So it's that scarcity that gives any commodity value, all right? And that scarcity is what is in economic term is what demand and supply, right? So both market requires adequate knowledge of technical analysis. We talk about technical analysis, which is one pillar of a successful trading career, right? So once you learn about technical analysis, I'm going to teach you guys pure technical analysis, understanding price action. Then you are going to use that knowledge to either trade crypto or Forex, and you're going to get good results so far as you've understood how to trade the stuff, right? So let's make progress. Number 3, both markets react to certain fundamental news. Definitely. When Trump came into power, that was when Bitcoin got to, I think earlier this year, late last year, that's when Bitcoin, that's when that news of Donald Trump coming to power, that's when Bitcoin rose massively. That was the fundamental that was happening in the United States of America. That's like the world power. Bro, so any news that happens there is a fundamental, it's not really a chart issue, it is a fundamental news. So those fundamental news can actually affect the market. We have other news like CPI, NFP, a couple of them like that. Those news has the way of impacting the market, right? But then definitely with the right knowledge, you can still navigate your way through this market. And I always tell people, these news are like catalysts. They are there, if you understand the skill, they are just there to provide more leverage for you. Because they like I always tell people, the news does not change the direction of the market. It only facilitates the process. So maybe probably a trade that was supposed to play out maybe a day or 2 days might play out in 30 minutes because of the volatility that comes with news. You understand? So that's also what my own philosophy about news. I don't believe that news can automatically change the course of a price action. It can only fast track the price action. Okay. So you can profit when the market is moving either ways, or of course in crypto or Forex, whether the market is going up or down, you can profit. All right. They both share similar features. They both share similar features and platforms. For example, like I told you, I trade my crypto on the same platform, even on Bybit. Bybit is a crypto broker. It's a broker meant for just crypto. But now you can trade Forex on Bybit. I trade Forex on Bybit. I trade Forex on Xness. It's just a matter of getting the right knowledge, and then you're going to be able to do this thing. Gone are those days where you say, if you're trading forex, the only app you have is forex. Now, even this idea of prop firm, you can even still trade cryptocurrency in your prop firm. So that's the beauty of the market. That's what I talked about. Zero entry barrier. The more technology is coming up, the more it is easy for people to come to the market. And of course, the more people are coming to the market with so much ease, the more we're going to be having a lot of catastrophe. Because the more, it's just like medical doctors. Why are we having less rate of medical doctors that fail in life? Because the process is quite rigorous. Before you get to the highest class, you go know what you don't see, right? But then in trading, you can just wake up one day, decide to be a trader, and then you're up and running. Right? So that's just some of the similarities between crypto and forex, right? So let's look at the last slide, and then we call it a day. Okay. You say you have $30 on where? Now this is a live a live call, right? So for your own interest, stop dropping this kind of comments in a public place. You know why? You're making yourself a target for scammers, right? This is a YouTube. I don't know. I don't have access to those that are going through this. Those that will see comments. So this kind of thing is better you send them via DM, right? Don't just drop this kind of comments on a live broadcast like that for your own sake. I'm talking to boss man, right? All right, then let's make progress, and then we're going to call it a day. All right. So differences between crypto and forex. All right, differences between crypto and forex. Number one, forex is open 24 hours, 5 days a week, while crypto is open 24 hours, 7 days a week. So crypto back to back, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Christmas, Sunday, Salah, New Year, all of them. Crypto is open, but forex is closed on weekends and then on key holidays, right? Better leverage system than crypto. Of course, in forex you can have unlimited leverage. With time, you're going to understand what this leverage is. I don't want to make this section extremely long, so I wouldn't want to explain leverage now. But forex offers you more leverage. Meaning, if you're a very if you're an aggressive risk taker, one of the places that you can literally do big numbers, that if you're a risk taker, maybe after you've honed your skill, you've developed your skill, and then you feel like, okay, you want to play around the risk, and of course, high risk, high reward. Well, I'm not saying this to encourage risky trading, but I'm trying to show you that it's a difference, right? We will not try to state the obvious, even though it can cause problems. The idea of stating this so that you should be aware, right? Forex gives you high leverage, right? It gives you high leverage. Like forex can give you as unlimited leverage, but then I think crypto, for now, the highest crypto broker gives us probably 100 or 200x leverage, but forex can give you as high as 2000x. You understand? So the leverage is quite massive. All right. Then we have, sorry. Why is this not showing? Sorry, I'm coming. What's happening to my slides? Sorry guys, my slide is not coming up as I want it to. Okay, it's back. I don't know what's happening. My slide is not. All right, so thank you. I'm seeing it now, right? So sorry for the delay. All right. So the forex market, the profit is calculated in pips, and then in crypto is calculated in percentage. Although now I calculate both my crypto and my forex in pip, and that's what we'll be learning tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to do a bit of calculation, and I don't know if we're going to be having a replay for tomorrow's section, because it's going to be a kind of more interactive section. So I might use Google Meet for the training. And when I'm using Google Meet, there will not be recording, right? So this is based on those that will be able to attend the training, all right? So you can calculate both. It's not really a difference now, because of you can calculate both your crypto and forex profit in pips, right? Pips, you learn what pips is. Don't get bothered about it, right? So forex is less susceptible to market manipulation why crypto is very, very subject to manipulation. Why? Because of Forex is already an established industry. You cannot just manipulate. As much as yes, when I say it's less, doesn't mean there is manipulation, but it's not as rampant as it is in crypto. In crypto, we have seen cases whereby people, some companies, some developers, just they literally took the money and vamoosed. Like they literally removed all the money. But if you're trying to trade forex, except you take a wrong trading decision, right? They can. Okay. I don't know if except now you take a wrong trading decision. But in crypto, the moment you buy certain crypto asset, that there's a possibility that these people can just take your money and go. For your eye, you go see your money will just disappear because of greediness of some developers, right? So why is that happening? Because of what? There is no much regulations in the crypto industry. I already mentioned some of the disadvantages before. The crypto market is not as regulated as it ought to be. With time, there's going to be the government will begin to interfere and bring about regulations to protect the interests of the masses, right? Without that, I don't think there's going to be the crypto market is very, very, it's not really a sane market per se, because a lot of things can come up. The last time I created my slide, that was when cryptocurrency were less than 20,000 cryptocurrency in existence. But as I speak to you now, I'm very, very sure there are over 20 million cryptocurrencies, and 98% of them are scam cryptocurrencies. So what are your chances of getting the right crypto when out of 20 million, 98 of them are scam? Most likely, if you take 10, if you buy 5 coin now, if you buy 5 coin, 4 are scam, or even all the 5 of them. Why is this happening? Because anybody, you ready now, if you just wake up, go create cryptocurrency, and there's nothing wrong with that. So because of that, it is subject to what? If you have sweet mouth, just go and tell your village people, go and buy this coin, go and buy this coin. That's what people are putting themselves in trouble. Go and buy this coin. So when they buy the coin, so far as the one that created it, the money is coming to your pocket. If you like, you can just move on the money, and you just vamoose, and that is it. All right. Then the last one we have is good regulation, which I already explained that. So crypto has good, forex has good regulation more than crypto. Why? Because of forex has to do with currencies of the world. So if this government does not intervene, one person can literally come and mess up with the economy of a particular country. That's why it's very important that regulation comes into the forex market. The crypto market is still developing. Regulations will come. Of course, you see where in the absence of regulation, the Nigerian government, they almost banned it. Other countries of the world have banned it at some point, right? But those other countries that have been able to understand it and have been able to create a system of regulation to protect the interests of the masses and of the nation. All right. So this brings us to the end of tonight's section. Right. This is just a talk. That's what's about introductory sections. You're basically going to be talking. But at the end of the day, I want to believe that you got most value for your time. All right. So you have 14 people on the call right now. If you got value for your time, I want you to drop something in the comment section. Let me give you a shout out. Drop a fireball in the comment section. I'm going to give you a shout out, and in the next 30 seconds, we will be out of here. All right, thank you so much for being around. I'm just going to wait for 2 people to give shout out, and then we'll call it a day. Thank you, Miracle, for always being available. Cephas, you too, I celebrate you. MNK Ifechuku, my boss, my guy. Sebastian, thank you so much too for always being around. Success, I celebrate you too. You have been around since from day one, right? Thanks so much. Pam Mary, thank you so much for coming around. Amos Ojonne, or for my guy, Ebusielu, I greet you specially. All right, thank you so much, guys, for Mr. George, my boss. I didn't know you're among those in the audience. Thank you so much for staying till the end. It's I don't take your presence here for granted. All right, then. Thank you so much. See you guys tomorrow, same time, same station, same energy, or even better energy. Bye-bye.